Hello, hello. Welcome back to Yoga for First Responders. Today we're going to do a brief morning flow. So whether you're just getting up first thing in the morning and you just want to move the body and wake up a little bit, or maybe you're coming home from a long day but you want to just kind of refresh and recharge, that can work too. So let's go ahead and begin standing. Finding a comfortable stance. Feel free to bend those knees a little bit, maybe take a few circles with those shoulders, just drawing them up and then back. A couple circles here, maybe try going both directions with those circles. So also try going forward and down. One direction might feel a little more comfortable than the other, but just try a few of both. And then just slowly bringing those shoulders back and down. We're just gonna pause here and find that breath. Always the breath, right? The quickest way to refocus and reset is just by bringing awareness to that breath. So just for 5 breaths, we're gonna pause. Feel free to have those eyes open or closed. But either way, maybe try to turn that gaze downward, whether it's that internal gaze with the eyes closed, or maybe you find a spot down on the floor with the eyes open. Just bringing awareness to your breath today. Maybe you make it a little deeper, a little bit fuller, or maybe you just want to stay with your natural breath. Listening for the sound of your breath. Maybe you can hear that subtle noise of the air moving in and out of the body. And just one more breath here. And then let's keep those arms down along those sides. Just let them relax and soften. Let's find some movement as we go side to side. Just a few times. Beginning to bring a little more blood flow into that spine. And as we move though, let's bring awareness to those feet. Staying grounded through both feet. You might feel the weight shift from side to side as you move through the upper body. Maybe start to connect one hand with the opposite leg as you go side to side. Just a very brief connection here. And then we're going to keep moving side to side, but we're just going to move these arms up. So go ahead and bend at those elbows, bringing them up to about shoulder height. And just a couple times side to side as we take that twist a little bit more into the upper back. You can keep that gaze straight ahead, or you can move the gaze with those arms if you want to challenge that balance a little bit. And then when you're ready, go ahead and lower those arms back down a few more times, back and forth, and slowly beginning to unwind. Okay, as we come back to the center, go ahead and make your way to the front of your space or your mat if you're not already there. Let's bring those hands to our heart center. Take a moment to just feel that connection between those fingertips. Let's find our breath once again. And then on our next breath in, let's reach all the way out and up. Nice and tall, exhaling as we connect those hands and lower them down to our heart center. Again, let's inhale and reach those arms up. Maybe try looking up at those hands, lifting a little taller, and then exhaling, hands to your heart. Just once more like that as we inhale and reach. Exhaling our hands to our heart center. Now on that next breath in, we're just gonna take a step back with our right foot. It doesn't have to be very far, up to you. If you wanna take a giant step or just a little step. So as we inhale, we're gonna step back, but we're also gonna open these arms. Get a nice little shoulder and heart opener. So the elbows are bent. We're just reaching the elbows back, squeezing the shoulder blades together, and then try to drop the shoulders and elbows down. Let's take another breath in here as we lift through the heart. And then as we breathe out, we're gonna step forward and bring our hands back to our heart center. And then we're gonna switch legs. So as we breathe in, we're gonna step our left foot back. Inhale, opening through the heart, maybe even turn that gaze up slightly. And then exhaling as we come back to center. Just alternating legs as you step back. Maybe you make those steps a little bigger each time. Beginning to wake up those hips as well as those shoulders. And let's try to move with our breath. So each breath out, we come forward. Each breath in, we step back and open. A few more times side to side. Adjusting that pace however is needed, or maybe you want to stay and hold in a lunge for a breath or two. Let's go 2 more times each side. Try to make those steps intentional so we're not just letting that foot fall back. Feel the mat underneath those toes and underneath the heel as you step forward. Last time. And when you make your way back to center, go ahead and lower those arms back down along those sides. Maybe you take a few more circles with those shoulders. Once more, just find some stillness just for a breath or two, giving yourself a chance to find your breath. Always the breath, right? It can be the breath that you bring your focus to, or like we did last time, it can be a physical connection, whether your feet with the ground, or maybe your fingers at heart center. 2 more breaths here. All right, and then next breath in. Once again, let's reach those arms out and up, but this time on the breath out, let's reach those arms back as we hinge at those hips and fold forward over those legs, allowing the head, the hands to relax towards the floor, maybe even shake that head side to side, forward and back. And as we bring the head back to center, let's step our right foot to the back. Lowering down to that right knee. Let's inhale, reaching those arms all the way up to a kneeling lunge, and exhale, reaching out, back, and down to the floor. Lifting the right knee so you can step that left foot back, downward dog, as we reach those hips back and lift them up as high as we can. Grounding down into those fingertips. Trying to press that mat forward with those hands. Then next breath in, let's come forward. Finding our plank, lowering down to those knees, and exhale, elbows bend. We'll come all the way down to the chest and the belly. And then inhale, lifting the chest, lifting the shoulders. Elbows pointing straight back, just finding our baby cobra. Exhaling as we lower back down. Nice deep breath in as we lift up to our knees. Pause here just for a moment as you reach your hips back towards those heels. Feel that length or that extension through the spine, through the arms, through the side body. Let's take a nice deep breath in here. Long breath out. And then next breath in, lifting the hips, finding that downward dog. Turning that gaze forward, let's step our right foot to the front. You can reach back and help that ankle forward if you would like. We'll lower down to that left knee. Inhaling as we rise, reaching those arms up tall. And then as you exhale, try to reach back behind you to open those shoulders as you lower down. And then we'll step that left foot forward. Nice deep breath in, halfway lift, bringing those hands to the legs. Exhaling, forward fold. Deep bend in those knees once again as we inhale and stand up tall. Exhaling, hands to our heart. Okay, check in with that breath. And then we're going to step our right foot to the back. Once again, finding that high lunge, but check in for a moment to make sure this left knee is right above that ankle. This time as we inhale, we're going to reach those arms all the way up towards the ceiling. And then on the breath out, we're just going to bend this back knee slightly as we bring our hands through our heart center and turn to the left. So we're just going to find a little twist here. And then let's inhale as we come back up to center. 3 times with that breath as we bend the back leg, finding that twist to the left. Inhaling as we straighten the back leg and stand tall. Just go nice and slow. I know it's a little bit of balance as well. And one more time. Inhaling as you lift. Exhaling, finding that twist. And then go ahead and inhale those arms all the way back up. And we'll exhale, lowering those hands to the floor. We're going to step our front foot to the back, and if you'd like, you can lift that left leg all the way up towards the ceiling. Maybe even bend that left knee and draw a few circles with that left knee. Opening through the hip. Lowering that foot back down to the mat when you're ready. And then inhaling forward, let's find that plank. But this time on the exhale, we're only going to lower halfway down, so you can stay on the knees or stay on the toes or come to the knees. Pause about halfway down to the floor, and then inhale, just reach that heart forward as we lift tall through the crown of the head. Check out those shoulders, see if we can draw them back. On that next breath out, reaching the hips back, lifting them up high, finding your downward dog. Nice deep breath in through the nose. Long breath out through the mouth. All right, we're going to step that right foot to the front once again. Bending the knee, stepping that foot forward, and then inhale, we're going to rise. Coming up tall to this high lunge on the other side. Finding your base, strong through this front leg as we ground down into that front heel. And then on the breath out, maybe we bend that back knee as we turn to the right. Find that little twist to the side. 3 breaths here as we inhale and stand tall, reaching those arms up. Exhaling, hands to our heart, finding that twist. Inhale, facing forward. Exhaling as we bend. One more time as we inhale and lift. And exhaling, twist. Slowly coming back to center. All right, let's exhale both hands to the floor. And we're going to step that back foot to the front. Inhaling, halfway lift. Hands come to those legs, or maybe they stay on the floor. Just try to reach the crown of the head forward. Exhaling, forward fold, then deep bend in those knees as we ground down into the big toes and inhale and rise. Exhaling, hands to your heart. Checking in with the breath. Noticing what might draw your attention in the body. All right, and the next breath in here. Go ahead and reach those arms back up. Exhaling, swan dive down, find that forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling as we fold. We're going to step right foot to the back one more time. Let's lower down to that right knee. Untucking those toes. We're going to keep right hand on the floor, but as we breathe in, we're going to reach left arm forward and all the way up towards the ceiling. Now we can pause right here, or you can tuck those right toes and lift the knee off the floor. 3 breaths. Maybe you exhale, reach back towards your foot behind you. Inhale, lifting back up. Exhale as that left arm reaches back. Inhale, lifting up. One more breath, whether you're moving or holding. And then lowering both hands to the floor. Stepping this front foot to the back. Walking out those heels a few times. Okay, next breath in, we're going to come forward back to that plank one more time in our plank here. On that breath out, we're going to exhale, bend those elbows, pause halfway down, and then inhale, reaching the heart forward and up. Pausing in this cobra or upward dog, wherever you're at. Maybe slowly turn that gaze to the right, looking over that right shoulder, making your way back to center, and exhale, turning that gaze to the left. Back to center, and then engaging the core as you reach those hips back and up. Okay, before we step forward, we're going to lift our right leg. Maybe bend that right knee, draw a few circles with that right knee. They can be little circles, they can be big circles, whatever feels best. Go both directions. And then when you're ready, we'll draw that knee towards the hands and step that foot to the front. Lowering down to that left knee. Left hand stays on the floor. Let's inhale, reaching right arm forward. Exhale, reaching up towards the sky. Maybe you stay on that left knee, or you can lift the left knee off the mat. Your choice. 3 breaths as we hold. Feel free to move that right arm if you'd like. Exhaling as you reach back. Inhaling as you reach up. Just try to stay with the breath. Staying in the moment. There's some movie coming out that they use this quote of being in the moment is a gift. That's why they call it the present. It makes me laugh every time I hear it. All right, go ahead and lower both hands all the way to the floor. We're going to lift that back knee and step the front foot back. Let's find our downward dog one last time here, and then go ahead and come to those knees, and we're going to sit back onto those heels. So the toes can be tucked if you want to get a little stretch on the bottom of those feet, or you can be up tall here, or you can untuck the toes and sit back or forward. So find what works for you. First thing in the morning though, it feels good on the back of those feet to try to tuck those toes, even if it's just for a breath. Give it a little stretch. Let's bring hands to the tops of those thighs as we slow things down. We're just going to take a breath in, lifting up through the chest, through the crown of the head, and we're going to roll those shoulders down and back. And then on the breath out, slowly rounding forward. The shoulders come forward, the belly draws in, the chin drops towards the chest. And then just moving with your breath as you breathe in, lifting nice and tall. And as you breathe out, rounding through the spine. 3 times here, just a few seated cat and cows. And maybe one more full breath. Slowing the breath down, slowing down the movements. And making your way back to a neutral spine. You can bring those hands forward, maybe untuck the toes if they were tucked. You can gently just bring the tops of the feet to the mat. All right, we're gonna keep those hips right above the knees. And as we breathe in, let's keep our left hand on the floor, but we're gonna reach the right arm forward and then all the way up, reaching up towards the ceiling. On the next breath out, reaching that hand down underneath the left arm, walking it all the way out to the left side, and maybe the left arm reaches forward. Now you can keep the hips lifted or you can reach them back towards the heels. Just 3 breaths here, maybe bringing awareness to that right shoulder. And then slowly coming back to center, let's bring both hands back to the floor. Underneath those shoulders, knees under those hips. And then next breath in, we'll reach that left arm forward and up towards the ceiling. Exhaling as you reach that hand down, walking it underneath the right arm all the way out to the side as far as you can. Maybe that right arm extends forward. Again, hips can stay lifted or you can reach them back towards the heels. And then slowly we'll ground down into that right hand so you can bring the left hand back out to center. And then go ahead and swing those feet around to the front, finding a seat on your mat. And as we find that nice tall spine, let's just take a few more circles through those shoulders. Pausing when those shoulders come down and back, lifting tall through the crown of the head. Finishing that next breath out. And then let's inhale and take a breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And then just one more cleansing breath together as we breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Thanks for joining me this morning. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and feel a little more open and energized. And I will see you next time. Namaste.